Dad. Go on, you've got the Player of the Match trophy in your hands.
Yeah, back to back. Look, I think it's just such a special night for this club. It's a historic night for this club. We have an objective in this competition. We want to play the best teams and we want to win this competition. And there was a lot of talk coming here about them coming back because they've done it so many times before, but we had so much belief and confidence from that first leg that we had enough to come here and win the game, and not just win the game. We knew we was going to suffer, but we knew we was going to win. And yeah, we had it in our mind, and then we done it in real life. So yeah, what a night for the club.
Miles, come in here. I mean, what a season you've had, period. But how was your first experience of the Bernabeu?
It was incredible. Honestly, when you see it on TV, it's a lot different to when you come live. So when I first walked out, it's a lot, you know, but just got to take in a moment and have fun, you know. You
are Champions League semi-finalists. This is the first time that Arsenal have done this since 2009. We've spoken about creating your own history, but what does that mean to you all?
It's massive, you know. I sensed it before I signed to the club that we was on an upward trajectory as a club, and you know, I felt it in the players we've got and the direction we want to go in. It's been tough in the Premier League because we lost out last year on a point. This year it slipped away from us, but in this competition we've done amazingly well, and this club's going to do special things over the next few years. We all fully believe it. We have full trust in this manager. He's unbelievable, and we've got players like him coming through, Ethan, other young lads who really want it as well. So we've got a real good mix, and look, like you said, semi-finals is massive for us, and we just want to take tonight in because we want to take it one step at a time. And now PSG next, who are an amazing team.
Well, let's face it, guys, it was never going to be a low-key evening tonight, was it, when you come and play here? Just talk us through some of the emotions in that first half, especially for you. Who wants to take this one?
Let him go.
Okay, Miles, come on.
Come on, boy.
Wait, can you say it one more time, please?
Just the emotions of that first half that you went through. It was never going to be a low-key game. Obviously, the penalty didn't quite go your way, and then, Dec, we'll get to you on what happens with Kylian.
Yeah, it's incredible. You know, the fans, they don't make it easy for us, but as a team, we know it's going to be like this when we came, so as long as we stuck together and, you know, keep backing each other through the highs and lows, we'll be fine.
5 minutes it took with that VAR check in that first half.
I knew it wasn't a penalty. Look, don't get me wrong, I had my arm on him, but you have to do that in the box. You have to try and stop him. Someone was going to let him go, but I knew it wasn't a pen. I'm an honest guy. I said to him straight away, and I said to Vasquez, it's not a pen, and I would admit, if I pulled him down, I would say, but he just fell to the floor, and it wasn't a pen, and I was fully confident it would get overturned, and we just had to stay calm. We was a bit naive again at times. We just had to control the game a little bit better. But in the end, we've got the job done, and it's, like I said, it's a historic night for the club, and yeah, honestly, I'm lost for words. It's just very special.
Very quickly, PSG.
Yeah, top team. Played them once already. We feel like they're a different team to back then. We've seen what they can do, but also we see what Villa done to them last night and caused them a lot of problems. So, look, we'll be working hard. We now have to go to Ipswich on Sunday, which is going to be a tough game because we want to secure that, keep going and keep winning matches in the Prem, and then also, like you said, focus on this competition.
Here they were counting on shocking Arsenal, making you scared with the Real Madrid, the remontada effect, but it didn't work at all. How did you cope so well?
Yeah, we did, but I think it was my first time in that touchline, and you realize why that happens, because once you are there and you see the atmosphere and the chaos that they can generate during the game, it creates a lot of uncertainty. But I think emotionally we were very, very stable, really solid. We didn't give much away, and then we took the opportunities, which is key in the Champions League.
Yeah, I wrote down control, balance, patience, discipline. I suppose they're well-chosen words.
Yeah, it's very necessary things, and you're going to have difficult moments, and you want to be in the semi-final of this competition. You have to deal with a lot of factors, but I think the team showed a lot of maturity tonight.
Tell me honestly, what did you think when that penalty was missed?
A lot of things went through my mind because, yeah, very strange. I mean, a player can miss it. You have to take it. He missed it. And then it generated a different atmosphere. Then we got the penalty against that. It was overturned as well. So we really needed that because that would have turned the game into a completely different context. Fortunately, it didn't happen.
Now you're ready for the semi-finals. It's a big step with this big project you've got going on at Arsenal. What do you think of meeting PSG?
Unbelievable. I mean, they're a team that probably the most informed in Europe, the way they are playing and watching them yesterday. We already faced them once in the competition, so we already experienced that, so it's going to be very tough for both teams, I think.
Carl, I suppose you can say this was lost in London, but I would like to ask you, where was it lost the semi-final in terms of playing and planning?
I think we have to be honest. They played better in the two games. They had to win. We tried at the beginning to put more pressure. They were really well organized defensively. We had difficulty to find space and to create opportunities. We have to accept this because this is the other part of the medal, the sad part. But this is football. This is the sport.
When you look at the two matches, do you feel there were things you could have done, should have done different?
I don't know. We could. Above all, the first game. I think when you lose 3-0, it's difficult to change the dynamic of the game. Above all, if we are used to have in our stadium the supporters with us, but it was really difficult. It was necessary a key moment that could be a penalty, but the key moment didn't come, and they had a good control of the game.
I was just going to ask you about that situation. What do you think of this penalty that was given and then taken away?
Well, this is in the new era of football, no? That sometimes the referee doesn't take the responsibility for the decision and they leave to the TV. Maybe you can be one day a referee.
But Carlo, do you have this feeling that it could have been a turning point for you?
Could be, no, could be. Maybe, I don't know. As I said, to be honest, chapeau to Arsenal. They played well, and I hope for them the best in this competition.
With what feeling do you leave the Champions League this year?
Sorry?
With what feeling do you leave the Champions League this year?
The feeling is, as I said, is a sad moment, but we don't have to forget what happened in the last few years. We had a lot of victory, a lot of happy moment, and today we have to manage a sad moment.
Will we see you next year's Champions League here?
I hope so.
What does it feel like to win at Bernabeu, maybe the biggest stage of Champions League?
Yeah, I think it is. It's a dream that comes true. So I'm very proud of the team. I think we showed defensively today how good we can be, and over the two games, I think deserve win.
Were you expecting a little bit more, maybe from Real Madrid tonight?
No, I think they tried and they came with a lot. I think we did it really well. We were very dominant. You know it's going to be tough, even though you're 3-0 up. I think yesterday you've seen how football can be. It can go every way. So I think we did really well by keeping it quiet tonight. And yeah, well done by the team.
Arsenal is on the semi-finals of the Champions League. Is it your time to make history now?
Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah, a beautiful evening. We have to enjoy this, and then we go on to the semis. A tough but very fun opponent waits for us.